Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Very good game here. I'm expecting great things. Two of my favorite players, definitely among my favorites. Tag Uber has got the red cybran going first land, one P-Gen, two mask extractors, and he's taking on Isen. Isen's always a great player to play against. He rarely makes mistakes and he's very good. But he's not quite as good as Zoc, so then you might even dream about beating him sometimes. But against Zoc, you're just sort of whatever. So in here we got Uber and Isen. They're definitely on the same level. Two extremely good players that we do see in the Imba Cup. Here we see first NG from Uber coming out, kind of pick up a mask extraction. You can see the plan for this two engineering units. A total of 3 engineer build capacity here, 2 on the ACU, 1 on the engineer. You can see they're going to take turns picking up. Looks like the ACU is actually going to pick up both max extractor, then go to the Hydra. And you can see the positioning here from Uber. He's going to build all of his structures around where he's given the engineer move order. The engineer can build all these things without actually moving around. So just planning ahead a little bit. Also, we did see a Hunter come out for Uber. He's an extremely good unit, 65 health. Are built about half the speed of a Mantis, so you can get twice as many of them if you have the resources. Then you can get the Manti. You can see here Isen. You can see the plan. Appears to be second air from Isen. Actually, we can't really tell. No, it's actually fourth air. He's got all the builds on his engineer. And here comes the Hunter. There's a tank. And you can see the micro now from Uber. Doing the dodges. 3 shots from a tank will kill a Hunter, and if a Selena's there, it's definitely 2 shots, or even a Scout. There's a very big difference, a very small difference between 2 and 3 against the tank, at least against the Seraphim tank. Now we got both ACUs moving into the middle. This is where all the mass is, and these rocks. It appears it's going to be very even, perhaps with Uber slightly behind. And now this is very interesting. Looks like first 3 land from Uber, and he's got a whole bunch of Hunters. So you can see out on the field he's got numbers, he's got multiple attacks, but of course these ones are much weaker than the tanks. But with micro, Uber can get early map control. One thing to note with these is you don't never want to fight an ACU with these, because it's a one shot one kill and you can give a lot of veterancy. And this is actually a great Hunter now for Uber, running directly into the base. You can see the 4th air here from Uber. And the Hunter trying to get some kills gets taken out by this tank. This is a Hunter killer here from Isen. Elsewhere now we're seeing once the tanks got the numbers, it's really difficult for the Hunters to do much. When it's 1v1, 2v1, the Hunters have a chance, but against such a large team. You can see 1 health left on a couple of these, both these under 1 health. Retreating, trying to get some reinforcements. Still Hunters, so Uber has not switched to Manti, 100% Hunters. Very interesting. Now going 5th air. We also see air interceptors coming out for Isen. The 2 ACUs shooting at each other in the middle. Of course, in this situation, a bit more health for the Seraphim, so it's almost as strong as the EF. You want to be careful if you're Cybran, especially when there's tanks present as well. Also flak from Isen, which is kind of paranoid given that pretty late air from Uber. And Uber retreating down to half his health. Isen also retreating. Isen probably doesn't realize these are all Hunters. And Uber has got to pretend like he's got a force that can take on the ACU, because otherwise Isen would just walk in and kill everything with his ACU. Seraphim ACU is just such a powerful unit in these situations. But Hunters definitely numbers. But as soon as they get into the base, they get taken care of. So not too much luck there from Uber. We do see now a Selene here right next to one of Uber's engineers, and I can see if an engineer is on an attacking move, it will reclaim those Selenes even though they can't see the direct vision. And still Hunters from Uber Geek. He's definitely all over the place on the map, but as soon as he gets any kind of fight, he basically loses. The ACUs now shooting each other once again. See the difference in health is 3,000 at this point. That is a bigger difference than the ACU nuke, which is 2400 or something like that. Should know that number exactly. They've changed it a few times. Which means if the ACUs just keep on shooting each other, it would be a win for Isen. And now we are seeing finally Manti. The first Manti from Uber committed at minute 6. And those are very timely. Uber was in quite a bit of trouble. Isen finds himself in a nice group of tanks, basically in the middle of Uber's base, and Uber continues to raid. This time he actually brought some Manti with him. In terms of air, there is a transport for Uber, so he might put some of these, some of those hunters on the transport and get himself a ghetto. But after that early map control from Uber, it's completely shifted in Isen's favor. Even though there are still a few groups of hunters doing damage. Once Isen got enough units to have multiple teams on the field in terms of tanks, not much of a chance for Uber. Uber still 4 kills, 4,000 health. And you can see he's getting surrounded. This is now becoming a Mantis. This is all 100% Mantis now from Uber. And Uber actually is going to sandwich this team from Isen. He blocked it off. Perhaps Isen wanted to sneak through, get back to the choke point, and now it's going to give chase. And in this circumstance, it's a big advantage for the Manti. They're quicker, and of course they got numbers, so it's a whole bunch of wrecks now for Uber. We see Isen actually getting an ACU upgrade. This is going to be very interesting. If he gets the gun, this is going to be so brutal against the Cybran player, so it'll take great play from Uber to stay alive if this is the gun. But total map control now. See, there's some engineers from Uber. They're going to get taken care of, capturing one of Cybran mask extractors. Isen doing the right thing, but total air control from Uber, and he's got a double ghetto. Total of 11 hunters in these. And Isen immediately begins to retreat. He did have some flak earlier, but he had it when Uber did not actually have any air, and now that Uber has air, he sort of ran out. Now we see complete total flak spam now. You can see these are created very quickly. They're very good against the ghettos, but these ghettos are going to get a whole bunch of kills, and that's an amazing thing that we just saw in the last minute. These ghettos just completely shifted the play. We saw Isen just run because Isen didn't just run, he just completely changed his army to being fully tanks, to about 50-50 flak and tanks, and that's going to be a very big deal. And now Isen is going to lose a whole bunch of mask extractors to these ghettos. And actually these Manti might be able to take on this force, which is, it does have a few tanks, but a whole bunch of flak. And simultaneously the Manti attack for Isen. He's actually going to lose both of his forces. He split them up, perhaps should have kept it together. And Uber, a great move there, and this ghetto is going to be shot out of the air. Pushed Isen back, at least temporarily. Isen got himself a nice stationary anti-air defense, and is recovering map control, but he did lose quite a few tanks here and a couple of mask extractors, multiple parts of the map. And once again, raid now from Uber. Gonna pick up the mask extractor. And did Isen cancel the upgrade? No, I believe he does have the gun. So he still hasn't really used it, but it's going to be good when he does. The Manti versus the tanks. Looks like the Manti are going to win, at least temporarily. These tanks are going to try to break through this wall. It's going to be a long time. And actually Uber did not notice this. He got the gun upgrade as well, so 9 kills now for Uber. Perhaps both ACUs with the gun. Still a very even game, and this is going to allow Uber to even up map control a bit, although he does have some trouble here on the back. One surprising thing, we have not seen any gestures from Uber. It would be an excellent unit in this situation. He definitely has air control, way more interceptors. Uber using overcharge now, 16 kills. He's actually got stealth as well. He's going to take out the anti-air. Isen getting an upgrade, and it appears this time it is Tech 2. It's Tech 2 engineering now for Isen on his ACU. And this is a very large force, actually Tech 2 land, and a point defense constructed here by Isen is going to try to secure the top area. But Tech 2 land, that's very big. Here we now see some Ilshevas and a Tech 2 engineer. Multiple Tech 2 engineers, a point defense, a very defensive point defense here from Isen. He is worried about his situation, is just starting his upgrade. This could be a very bad move. Isen losing a few engineers and no more Tech 2 point defense. Uber taking on a pretty large tank force. They retreat. Isen's about halfway done. It's a nice group of Manti supporting the ACU. 28 kills. Tech 2 engineer gone. That's 2 Tech 2 engineers that are gone. And Cybran ACU with stealth in the gun is a very nice weapon. Elsewhere on the map, see this wall has been breached. Looks like numbers here for Isen. Perhaps some trouble for Uber at his back door. And now Isen's got Tech 2 on his ACU. He's going to get a Tech 2 point defense and will move out. He's got some Tech 2 flak in this. Uber full health, 35 kills. Overcharges the point defense, continues to take it out. And the gun versus Tech 2, the gun wins. Some overcharges against the Isen. Isen rebuilds. And this is a very even Mantis versus Stamp fight. Neither player really using artillery. And actually this Tech 2 flak took a whole bunch of hits. The tanks would have hit. Actually Uber in very big trouble here in minute 14. 40 kills now. He's taking on Tech 2 here, Ilsheva. He's taking on an ACU that's very powerful. Doesn't look like he actually got the gun, so it looks like Isen did cancel. Uber does have the gun now and escaping with his life. 1600 health, taking on the Tech 2 bot. Total of 46 kills. So some very close calls there. And a whole bunch of wrecks for Isen, so that's a very big victory for Isen. Uber comes back right away, starts overcharging, 48 kills. He does not want to face Tech 2 point defense with this little health. This is crazy from Uber. But I definitely like his style, but he just might die here. Doesn't want to block himself with the Manti. This is crazy. And somehow now the point defense continues to shoot 500 health. This will be tragic. And the point defense no longer targeting the ACU, and perhaps stealth has just saved Uber from dying. But a complete loss of the middle to Isen, who is now going to do a Tech 2 point defense creep. Looks like a victory here for Uber, and it's a very timely. You don't want to have completely lost map control and facing a Tech 2 point defense, especially when you're Cybran. But perhaps with a little bit of raiding, well, of course now with Tech 2 land, Isen can take care of this raid very easily. It's going to be a Tech 2 assault bot with a whole bunch of kills here at the back door. And now Tech 2 land for Uber. Pretty big power spam. And a point defense. This is a great point defense. 5 kills now for Isen. 6 kills. Whole bunch of Manti try to sneak through. Didn't make it. And now Isen is just dancing in a whole bunch of wrecks. So much mass from a raider. Tech 2 ACU can put a shield here if he wants to make a little more power. Probably doesn't have enough power. It takes 5 of these to power a shield. Well, it depends on the faction, but I believe that's what it is for Seraphim. Yet another Tech 2 point defense. And from this position, it is going to be very difficult for Isen to do anything. It looks like he's recycling his factories, so he's not. He no longer has Tech 1 factories. He is making flak. He's got 2 factories left. He's actually upgrading his mass extractors. He's upgrading all of his mass extractors. Well, two of them. He's already got 2. He's going for the 3rd. This is very strange. This is something you never see on Theta, that a player suddenly starts upgrading his mass extractors. He is making cruise missiles, however. And he's making Tech 2 flak. He's paused his Tech 1 land factories. He's down to an ACU with 3600 health, 48 kills, no longer producing any more military units, working on cruise missiles. So it appears that Uber is going to want to snipe Isen. Isen going for Tech 2 power. Isen probably thinks at this point this game is completely over. 7 kills for the Ilsho. Perhaps he'll sneak through. This will be very devastating against Uber. Uber now getting 54 kills. This is actually good for him. If he can get 60, get a little more health. And now some mobile missile launchers. We need to put pressure on Uber. Means Uber needs to get some point defenses or TMDs. Now with 3 cruise missiles, it will be possible to snap an ACU, although with Tech 2 perhaps Isen could survive 3, but most likely 3 cruise missiles will kill an ACU. 12 kills now for the Ilshavas. And you can see now Uber losing mask extractors. He is sitting on 3 Tech 2 mask extractors, and we just saw a snipe. But there is tactical missile defense here for Isen. He's building more. And you can see that could have probably caused some damage. Isen is going to produce more tech to point defense. Uber now taking on this entire force all by himself. He's about to get 60 kills. Got some Tech 2 here as well. And there's really no way that Uber can come back from this now. 60 kills. Yet another snipe attempt. Isen dodges. And Uber gets beat. Pretty good game. Unfortunately only 20 minutes, but some nice strategies from both players. Some very interesting, unusual things.